Hello, thank you for tuning in to the Katie Sassine Show, as always addressing the indoctrination of the nation, and I'm your host, Katie Sassine. Now, this week we've gone over the 6th District election. We had the special election for that on Tuesday, and then we went on to discuss the failed resolution at the UN due to the veto by Russia. Russia did not want to take action to further investigate who committed the Syrian gas attacks that have been ongoing for years. But there was a particular strike in the regions of Idlib and Hama that have caused serious global disturbances due to the graphic content that has been released. Now, we're not sure exactly how many people have died from sarin gas attacks. We don't have a record number, but it's been dozens. It was dozens on the 4th of April, and we know that the attacks have been carried out for days before because Dr. Shahidul Islam posted about it on his YouTube channel. So if you would like to research into the unknown attacks that aren't really publicized in the media, there's much more to find out on that. And we went on to discuss Sean Spicer's talking about Hitler unnecessarily while talking about Syria, and he related Assad to Hitler. He stated that in World War II, Hitler did not even stoop down to the level Hitler did not even stoop down to Assad's level of using chemical weapons, and obviously we know that chemical weapons were used by the Nazis. Poison gases were used in concentration camps, disguised as showers. Gases were released and killing everyone within the confined space. We went over the use of the toxic hellebore plants that look like green flowers that were used in ancient Greece in 1600 BC. And also, we got to our topic now from segueing to Sean Spicer into the so-called British Trump. On the video that we previously showed, Mr. Boris Johnson, the British Trump, that's him right there, little blondie, Mr. Boris Trump, he is a so-called British Trump, and he said on the video that he is sure without a doubt that it was the Assad regime that committed these attacks with certainty. And the UK did overtly support the US at the Resolution Security Council emergency meeting. So, of course, he's not the ambassador, but he is a very important political figure. As you can see on his Twitter account, @Boris Johnson, he's Secretary of State and Foreign Commonwealth Affairs, Member of Parliament for Uxbridge in South Ruislip. Okay, these British names can be a little tricky. I'm just going to skip over that. So Boris Johnson has expressed that there is little doubt that Assad committed the April 4th airstrikes. Boris Johnson, who is he? He's highly influential British political figure, previous mayor of London, Secretary of State for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs currently, as we saw on his Twitter, under Prime Minister Theresa May, leader of the Conservative Party. He's also a vocal activist who was in favor of Brexit, cited as the leader of the Brexit movement, which succeeded. And many stories about Johnson running for prime minister last year. He could and would have replaced former Prime Minister David Cameron, but it looks like there was some kind of deal worked out where he instead had an opportunity to be appointed as the Secretary of State for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs, because he was indeed appointed after the election of Theresa May, the leader of the Conservative Party. Boris Johnson, a conservative as well, in favor of Brexit as well, would align with the policies of Theresa May. So it makes all the sense in the world that he would be appointed to something under her, as influential as he was for the Brexit movement. So he could have replaced former Prime Minister David Cameron if he had run. And last summer, however, Johnson publicly announced that he would not run for Prime Minister. So that was affirmed that he was not going to be running last summer. He even once said, "My chances of being Prime Minister are about as good as the chances of finding Elvis on Mars or my being reincarnated as an olive." So I think he would say it something like that with a deeper voice. Maybe we can slow-mo it, or I'll just do that for fun by myself. Anyway, so we can see, not only does he look like Trump at a glance, because we see Trump in the corner, we see Boris there. They've got that same blonde hairstyle going on, about the same age. And, you know, that reminds me of Geert Wilders from the Netherlands when we covered that campaign. That video blew up on YouTube because we released it the day of the election. You know, Geert Wilders also has a Trump look. But not only does Boris Johnson have the Trump look, and Geert Wilders does too, but he also believes in national sovereignty like Trump. He also believes in putting his people first. He believes in nationalism. So let's hear some words from Johnson on Syria. It's about a 3-minute long video. Let's check it out.
If this is confirmed to have been another chemical weapons attack by the Assad regime, with or without the complicity of the Russians, I think what it shows is that this is a government that has absolutely no compassion for its own people, that has put itself beyond the pale. I certainly think that it will need to be investigated, and the question of culpability for what has been done will need to be established, and where it is possible to bring criminal prosecutions, as you suggest, I think that is certainly appropriate. But I think what it confirms to everybody is that this is a barbaric regime that has made it impossible for us to imagine them continuing to be in authority over the people of Syria after this conflict is over. I simply don't see how that can happen.
But yet Britain and the United States are reconsidering their approach to the Syrian conflict, saying that the long-term political future of President Assad is not a priority. Does this change that?
It's our view, and remains the view of I think people both in the United States and in the UK, France, Germany, and it's there in Resolution 2254, that you cannot go on with a regime that is willing to use illegal weapons against its own people, a regime that has killed hundreds of thousands of its own people. What is needed now is a political process to get rid of that regime and to give the people of Syria a chance. And what we're discussing today is the way in which we can raise sufficient funds to look after the countries surrounding Syria who have been in the front line of the calamity and who are having to deal with millions of refugees. And if you remember, this was a UK-led initiative last year. We raised £11 billion last year to help. We're seeing some very big pledges again today, and we hope to be able to support those countries, Lebanon, Jordan, and of course Turkey, that have had to bear the brunt of this catastrophe. Thank you.
The Russians and the opposition say the Russians and the Syrian government say they did not carry out this attack. They blamed it on the opposition.
Well, you know,
do you see anything to support that view?
I've seen absolutely nothing to suggest that, or rather to lead us to think that it is anything but the regime. And all the evidence I have, and there may be more to come out on this, by the way. All the evidence I've seen,
such as?
There may be more to come out.
What
on
have
this,
you
but
seen?
all the evidence I have seen suggests that this was the Assad regime who did it in the full knowledge that they were using illegal weapons in a barbaric attack on their own people. I would like to see those culpable pay a price for this.
And I
certainly do not see how a government like that can continue to have any.
Welcome back to the Katie Sassine Show. That was Boris Johnson, and he's very confident, and he was very confident on April 5th at the holding of the emergency meeting at the Security Council on the resolution to investigate the attacks. He was very certain that the Assad regime did indeed perpetrate these attacks. I can't think of the right word. They did these chemical attacks. They did these airstrikes. So that was on Good Morning Britain. He spoke very candidly with the reporters, and he seems very personable. He reminds me of Trump in that way. Again, he is called the British Trump and noted as the British Trump. So he reminds me of Trump in that way, that he is candid and he calls it like he sees it. And I'm the kind of person who likes to call it as I see it too. And I think that he's right. I think that Trump is right. And I think that it was Assad. What do you think? Give me your input. Give me your support. Let me know. Anyway, we got to take a break. We'll be right back on the Katie Sistine Show, so sit tight.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we make everything better. It all starts with a huge new Chevy selection. Then we heap on the discounts to make sure your Chevy price is the lowest you'll find anywhere. And if you like great customer service, you'll love it at Days. Bigger selection, lower prices, easy financing, and great customer service. Your better day is just ahead at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Spring is one of the best times of year to visit the North Georgia mountains. Not only do we celebrate fall apples in Gilmer County, we celebrate the blossoms of spring. The Georgia Apple Blossom Festival brings one exciting weekend to East Ellijay, Georgia. This free, pet-friendly event has over 50 hand-selected regional vendors offering food, art, crafts, kids' activities, and more. For more information, visit GeorgiaAppleBlossomFestival.com.
Hello, welcome back to the Katie Sistine Show. Happy Wednesday out there to all of you. We've been talking about Boris Johnson, current Secretary of State for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs, Member of Parliament for so-and-so regions that are a little bit difficult to pronounce, so I'll just go ahead and skip that. Now, we know that Boris Johnson is a highly influential British political figure, and we talked this week about the UN resolution that did not pass, but we do know that the British were on our side, and they expressed very enthusiastically that this crime will not go unpunished, and that this is a crime, this is a war crime against humanity, and crimes must be punished. Now, I don't know what's so difficult for the UN to understand, because they're supposed to be the international peacekeepers. They actually have peacekeeping troops that come from all over the world, these peacekeeper troops. And what are they doing? What are they really doing for us? I mean, if they can't pass a resolution, a draft resolution at the least, to enable an investigation of an attack, an investigation, not a siege of government, not a siege of power, not a military coup or whatever it is. I mean, if they can't even do that, then what can these people get done? What is next? Russia, permanent member of the United Nations, their ambassador vetoed the resolution. And China abstained. Anyway, it's just what's going on. It doesn't make sense. The West seems to understand. The Eastern countries seem to have a harder time understanding. They think that what we're doing is comparable to the Middle East. They think we're going to make matters worse. They think, I don't know. I honestly don't know what the deal is. But basically, Russia should not have vetoed that. And, you know, President Trump is expressing that relations are not well with Russia right now. And that must be the truth because the veto, it did hit home, most definitely. So we've been talking about the British Trump, Boris Johnson. Why is he the British Trump? When the Brexit came out, there was this hashtag that got very popular, hashtag not in for this. And there were all these comparisons of Boris Johnson and Trump and that they would be potentially partners in the international community. And maybe that's something that we can see in the future. Because contrary to Trump, Boris Johnson is a fairly eloquent speaker. And in terms of the world as a family, the British, all of the UK, is like our cousin, and especially those of England, because as we know, the UK is Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and England. So England is the cousin of the United States. And who better to have on our side than people so akin to us culturally? They are also a Christian-based nation. They're a major empire before the United States. So why is he regarded as the British Trump? Maybe he's his better half. Many have regarded Johnson as this due to his looks and stance on national sovereignty for the United Kingdom. At first, Johnson was not fond of this comparison. However, since January, Johnson has expressed enthusiasm for President Trump. So since Trump has been elected, Johnson has made it very apparent that he does support the Commander-in-Chief of the United States, President Donald Trump. And so hopefully they can get together on some issues and combine forces. That picture, every time I look at that picture, it makes me feel a little weird. That picture of them kissing, I keep seeing it on my screen here. So anyway, if you never saw that picture, worth seeing. Moving on to the Daesh defeat dawns. Now, what is Daesh? D-A-E-S-H. Daesh is the term for ISIS that is known to be derogatory. Daesh sounds like not a bad word, but a not very pretty word in the Arabic language. And it sounds like I don't know. So I don't know what kind of word it sounds like. I don't know right now. But Daesh is what you call ISIS if you do not recognize them as a state. So IS is the Islamic State, and they were ISIL, Islamic State, in the Levant or whatever. And now I just want to call them Daesh because they're not a state. They will never get statehood. Under the jurisdiction of President Obama, yes, they would have gotten statehood. But under the jurisdiction of Donald Trump, they will not get statehood. So this is still something that's up in the air. Is ISIS a state or is it not? And I wonder if this rift between Russia and US has something to do with ISIS becoming a state. As far as I understand, Russia is not compassionate for what ISIS does and is doing, but they believe that the United States should leave them alone, and they believe that we're making matters worse, and that we should, I guess, not get involved. And on a guerrilla warfare kind of level, we should not go to their turf. We should just help diplomatically, like Obama did and like the EU did, accepting refugees, etc., etc. Well, if we continue to accept all these refugees and the whole country is vacated of the good people, well, now we've got a whole country full of the bad people. So I'm starting to wonder if there's a covert operation to help ISIS gain statehood that maybe Russia has something to do with. Maybe North Korea has something to do with. Maybe Iran has something to do with. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, just spitballing, because it's all very strange in my opinion that anyone would veto an investigation into the gas attacks of innocent civilians in Syria. What kind of heartless people would think that's logical? I mean, this is politics. This is all political strategy. The UN was established as an international institution to defend, first and foremost, to uphold what constitutes a war crime and a human rights violation in order to defend it. And because of Russia, they can't do that. So why does Russia deserve to be a permanent member? Maybe Russia should isolate itself and do its own thing. But you know what? We can't live like that because this is a globalized world. Things are too globalized for Russia. And that's Nangarhar in the picture is where we drop the mother of all bombs, and we're going to go over that next episode. So what makes Russia so entitled that they get to exclude themselves from everything? Russia should be helping us. Russia should be doing everything in its power. It's got so much land power to aid the United States. I mean, it's just, I don't get it. I really don't. So anyway, in the background is the president in the Oval Office signing an executive order. That's a nice little background. So Nangarhar, Afghanistan, the Daesh defeat dawns. The Times stated, U.S. forces in Afghanistan on Thursday struck an ISIS tunnel complex in eastern Afghanistan with the mother of all bombs, the largest non-nuclear weapon ever used in combat by the U.S. military, Pentagon officials said. Now we've got a video, and it was posted on Time on April 13th, and this is Trump with the press discussing the mother of all bombs. Here we go.
Very, very proud of the people. Really another successful job. We're very, very proud of our military. Just like we're proud of the folks in this room, we are so proud of our military, and it was another successful event.
Did you authorize it, sir?
Everybody knows exactly what happened. And what I do is I authorize my military. We have the greatest military in the world, and they've done a job as usual. So we have given them total authorization, and that's what they're doing. And frankly, that's why they've been so successful lately. If you look at what's happened over the last 8 weeks and compare that's what really to what's happened over the last 8 years, you'll see there's a tremendous difference, So we have incredible leaders in the military, and we have incredible military, and we are very proud of them. And this was another very, very successful mission. Thank you very much.
Does it send a message to North Korea? Thank you. Does it send a message to North Korea?
I don't know if this sends a message. It doesn't make any difference if it does or not. North Korea is a problem. The problem will be taken care of. I will say this. I think China has really been working very hard. I have really gotten to like and respect, as you know, President Xi. He's a terrific person. We spent a lot of time together in Florida. And
welcome back to the Katie Sassine Show. So, as we saw Trump with the press, the non-nuclear weapon used is nicknamed the mother of all bombs. Also, President Trump expressed immense support and reverence of the military. Now, before we go on further to that press conference, I guess we should say a quick press address. We're going to have to break for today, run out of time. So if you have any tidbits you'd like to email me or tweet me, you can tweet me at KatieFYNTB and email me at katie@fetchernews.com. And remember that on Friday, I will be at Blue Jeans Pizza in Blue Ridge, Georgia, in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge, Georgia. Blue Jeans Pizza with BKP, Sam, and the whole crew, the whole panel. And it is open to the public for attendance if you want to go to Blue Jeans Pizza and take a listen in and talk about politics with those that are most informed here in North Georgia and in the metro Atlanta area. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Katie Sassine, and I'll see you here tomorrow.